Hey Hofstra fans, welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. My name is Kevin Dexter, joined alongside, as always, by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride softball team, Bill Edwards. Coach, thanks for the time. How you doing today?
Pleasure to be here. After last night's game, real happy right now.
And well, since the last time we spoke, you guys finally did lose a game, Lehigh in the second half, a doubleheader, but still playing well, rattled off a couple of straight victories now after the sweep of George Mason. What are your thoughts again on how this team's playing?
Last night was the evaluation as to whether or not our hitting was for real. When you see a pitcher of the class of a Jim Minot, who's a two-time All-American, who really throws it, spins it, and has all the qualities of the best pitchers in the country. Last night matchup, Galati versus Minot, was a really great game. And the way that we approached the batter's box and got in there and got some great swings against her really made me feel good about us.
And you're speaking about the hitting against George Mason. You're putting up nearly double-digit runs in every game, come away with 6 runs against Fordham, a very good pitcher in Minot, as you mentioned. What is it about the hitting that is making them click so well right now?
I think it's confidence. I think that they know the strike zone. I think that they're swinging at good pitches, pitches that are hittable pitches. I don't think that they're leaving the strike zone to chase pitches that are outside the strike zone. I think they're real confident. I think they know what they're looking for. I think every time that they get in the batter's box, they're gaining information. Like Becca Bigler last night was early in her first at-bat. The second time up, she gets on time and hits one out. You know, she's just, getting really good swings along with everyone else on the team. Tessa Ziemba, last night goes yard twice and really, just swinging with confidence. I think they're all seeing the ball well. I think they know what they can do individually and what they can't do. And I think that they're playing to the individual strong points within the batter's box. And I just like their attitude. They're positive, they're confident, and they're swinging at good pitches.
And in the past, we've seen your team use a lot of small ball tactics, bunting runners over, stealing bases, things like that. Does it make it tough to do that, though, when you have those hitters in the middle of the lineup hitting so well?
Yeah, very, very tough, because what happened last night was as I'm walking, to third base coaching box, I saw 2 of Minot's pitches, and they had hop. The ball had tremendous action coming through the strike zone, and I go, if we go to bunt against her, we're going to be popping everything up, and we're just going to be wasting a good at bat. So I made the decision going to the third base coaching box in the first inning that against these really good pitches, we got to swing. Because why give up someone that has the potential in order to hit the ball hard, to possibly pop a bunt up or not, use her full repertoire of getting on the pitch and getting a good swing at it. And that's what we did last night, was just get in the batter's box, try to run into a pitch, which is what we did twice, and rather than playing the short game, the small ball, which we will do when the occasion comes up. We just figured last night, let's get after it and swing, and maybe we'll get lucky.
In terms of the pitching, as you mentioned, it was Minot against Olivia Galati. Olivia Galati able to outduel her. She's pitched unbelievable as of late last week's Division I National Player of the Week. Why does she keep clicking? I feel like I ask you this every single week, but it just seems to be that she's getting better and better with every time she's in the circle.
She's relentless, okay, and it's a great word. She is just absolutely relentless. In the first 2 innings, she didn't have her good stuff. And I pulled her over and I sort of gave her the old finger in the nose routine to go, hey, OG, I said, right now, this is where you are tested to find out the quality of pitcher that you really are. I said, you don't have the good stuff. So now you have to grind, and that's the word that I use. You have to grind it out, okay, and work hard just to get the hitters out. You're not going to strike them out because you don't have your good stuff, but you can still get hitters out without your good stuff. And you have to work on realizing what you can and cannot do under those situations, adjust your game just to get the hitter out. She did that for 3 innings, and then all of a sudden she found it in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then it was the old Olivia Galati where she just really pitched well.
And something you said to me about last night's game was that this was going to be one of the best matchups in Division I. Forget all those BCS schools, the 2 local mid-majors battling it out. What did a win like this tell you about your team going forward to the rest of conference play and possibly into the NCAA tournament, playing some other high-caliber teams?
I was so impressed with the way that we played last night, because we talk about all of a sudden the hitting may stop. So now we have to pitch it and play defense. Well, we got pitching from Olivia, and we played good defense last night. So that was important. And then when you still have the ability to score runs against someone of the quality of a Jen Minot, that makes me feel very good, because if we can do it against a Minot, okay, hopefully we can continue to do that against some of the better pitchers, not only in our conference, but across the country. And I just think that we're at that level now where this team really hates to lose. When we lost that game against Lafayette, Larissa Anderson used a great word. She says the team was heartbroken. And when you lose a game like that, and you see the reaction of the team and how much that loss hurt them personally, not as a team, but individually, you know you have something special going.
Well, looking ahead at this weekend now for your team, arguably the most important conference series now with James Madison coming up. You took care of Georgia State, which was the most important conference series at the beginning of the year, but now JMU, they're 10-2, your team's 11-0 in conference play, so this could very well be for first place in the conference and who's going to host the conference tournament. So what are you looking at going forward into this weekend?
One game at a time, one pitch at a time, one batter at a time, one defensive play at a time. We can't get too crazy about anything other than just playing and staying in the moment. And if we stay in the moment, play in the moment, analyze everything that we're doing, our approaches, both as from a defensive standpoint, our approaches in the batter's box, and if we stay doing what we do well, and not try to get outside of ourselves and not try to do too much, which sometimes can happen when everybody gets on a roll and everybody starts saying, hey, I can hit home runs now, so everybody starts to try to hit home runs, or I can make this great play, and then we throw it away and start getting outside of ourselves. If we just stay within ourselves and play our game, I think we can be competitive all the way through.
All right, well, Bill Edwards and the Hofstra Prize softball team, they have a road game at St. John's today, then hit the road to Harrisonburg, Virginia to take on James Madison this weekend in a very important conference series, Coach. Thanks for the time. Good luck this week.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you for tuning in to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.